Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is a super gloomy day. I literally just saw some crazy lightning. It started raining maybe about 15 minutes ago, and I figured that it was the best time to kind of do just like a fun little sit down video with you guys, because I've been doing a lot of vlogs lately and I love vlogs, but I also just love just talking about books, but I promise I will not talk your ear off. I really just wanted to come on and talk about all the books that I want to read this summer, because if you've seen my last vlog, then you'll see that I'm in a huge summer reading era right now. I want to read all of the romances, all of the books set in summer type settings, and most of the books that I'm going to talk about today, I have them right here, but most of the books that I'm going to talk about today are actually romances. I think there's like one or two thrillers, but they're mainly romances. So if you like romance books, I figured you do if you're here, then stick around because I'm going to talk about a lot of good ones, and I'm really excited. I made my coffee. I have my own Nespresso, so I've been making my own coffees, which I love, and I put some butter pecan syrup in this one for today, and it's really good. I feel like I could have put a little more creamer. It's just a little bit bitter, but it's really good nonetheless. So to start off this video, I'm gonna talk about a book that I don't know if it counts because I'm currently reading it, but I just wanted to include it in this because I just started it like 2 days ago, and that is This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. So this book, like I said, I just started it, and it's Carly Fortune's newest release. And if you saw my last vlog, I read Every Summer After, and I now love Carly Fortune and her writing, so I was so excited to get into her other books, and I figured I would just pick this one up because it just came out, and I love it already. I'm almost 100 pages in, and it's very, very good so far. This one, you can tell, is going to surround the friendship between the female main character and her best friend Bridget. You can tell that they're going to be the main focus of this book. There is a romance going on with it's best friend's brother type of trope, so there is like a slight romance going on there. Well, not a slight, it's a full-blown thing going on there, but it's more so like insta-lovey, which I don't usually enjoy, but so far I'm liking the way that this one is set up. I feel like there's a lot of tension between the MMC and the FMC, and I just love Carly Fortune's writing style. Like, she really knows how to put you into the setting of the book, and so far I'm really liking it. I'm excited to see like what else happens and kind of where this goes with the characters, but I think I'm gonna really enjoy this one, so I will keep you guys updated. There might be this might be in the next vlog, my thoughts of this book, so we'll see. And then, so the next book I wanted to read this summer, this is actually an arc. So this is The Love of My Afterlife by Christy Greenwood. I actually won this arc because I'm part of the Berkeley Romance Influencers program, and they were doing like a little giveaway thing, and it came with a box and just like cute little goodies and like cards that you open as you read the book. And this book comes out July 2nd, so this is the ARC version, and I've never read anything by this author before, so I'm really excited to give this one a try. I love the cover. It's giving summer vibes for me, so that's why I want to pick it up. Also, just because of the fact that it's an ARC and it doesn't come out until July, I am really excited. I don't want to go into too much about what this one is about because it's an ARC, but I cannot wait to read this one. And if you've read anything by this author, let me know. I don't know if this is her debut novel. I'm really not sure, but I am very excited. And then, so this one is super random. Well, I guess it's not random, but this book, my friend actually gave me her copy, and she kind of annotated it. So I'm really excited, or she let me borrow it, but this is Tessa Bailey's My Killer Vacation, and it's super short. This one I've been wanting to read for a while, and like I said, one of my best friends, she really enjoyed this book and annotated parts of it, so I will definitely be picking this one up this summer. It seems just like a quick summer read. I know that it has something to do with a teacher, and then I think it's a detective, and while she's on vacation there's like some sort of murder, I think, and so she's helping him solve it. It's in Cape Cod. Yeah, it says the main character and her brother discover a corpse in their rental house, and so she goes and helps it's a bounty hunter, and they become a murder solving team that no one asked for. So this one just seems really funny, quirky. I've actually never read anything by Tessa Bailey, so this will be the very first book that I read by her, so cannot wait to see what my thoughts are on this one. I've heard quite a bit of mixed reviews. And then the next book, I know a lot of people are going to be really excited about this, so it took me a minute to finally get back into this series, but I want to read Akawar, A Court of Rings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. This is a thick girl. I really want to get back into this series, hopefully this summer. If not, it'll be the fall, but I'm putting this one on my summer TBR because I read the first two books, I think back in February, and I loved them. I love this series, but I decided just to take a break from it after I finished A Court of Mist and Fury, and I haven't been in the mood to pick it back up yet, so I'm hoping this summer I will be in the mood. But I am really excited about this. I really do enjoy this series. This is the first fantasy series I've read, so it's been really, really exciting to actually like it. So I cannot wait to see what my thoughts are as I keep going. And then, this one I'm so excited for. This is actually the book that prompted me to make this video to begin with, because I received this book this morning. So this is a novel love story by Ashley Poston. This is her new release. So this one, I don't know the exact date of when this comes out, or if it'll have come out by the time you guys are seeing this, I'm not sure, but it's new from her. So she's the author who wrote The 7-Year Slip and The Dead Romantics, and I have not read either of those, but I do have The 7-Year Slip. I just have not read it yet. But when I first heard that this book was coming out and I read the premise, it sounded so good, and I feel like this is the perfect summer romance book. And I got this early from the Berkeley Romance Influencers program, which I'm so grateful for that program. You have no idea. Truly so grateful. And this book I'm so excited about. So I'll read to you part of what it's about. So it says, love is stranger than fiction. And it says, Elsie Merriweather loves to get lost in a good happily ever after. The fictional kind anyway, because at least imaginary men don't leave you at the altar. She feels safe in stories, at home in books, same. Which might be why she's so set on going to her book club's annual retreat this year. She needs good friends, cheap wine, and grand romantic gestures no matter what. When her car unexpectedly breaks down on the way, she finds herself stranded in a quaint town that seems like it's right out of a novel, because it is. This place can't be real, and yet she's here in Elorton? I don't know if that's how you say it. The town from her favorite romance series, where the candy store's honey taffy is always sweet, the local bar's burgers are always a little burnt, and rain always comes in the afternoon. It feels like home. It's perfect and perfectly frozen, trapped in the late author's last unfinished story. Elsie is sure that must be why she's here, to help bring the town to its storybook ending. Except there's a character in Elorton whom she can't place, a grumpy bookstore owner with mint green eyes, an irritatingly sexy mouth, and impeccable taste in novels. And he does not want her finishing this book, which is a problem because Elsie is beginning to think the town's happily ever after just might be intertwined with her own. So that just sounds like the perfect book. I'm genuinely so excited. There's some magical realism in this book. I think all of her books have magical realism in them, but I feel like it's going to give me a similar vibe to how I felt when I was reading Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and I'm truly so excited. I might be reading this book next because I can't even, I really want to read it now. And I even read the dedication earlier, and I love the dedication. It says, To the author of my favorite book, I wish I could have met you, but I hope my books find your books on the shelves, and I hope they're friends. Like, that's just so cute. I'm genuinely so excited for this. So I will definitely be including this book in a reading vlog for you guys, so you can see my thoughts, and I hope that it lives up to the hype that I have blown up in my mind, because to me it sounds like it's going to be an amazing book. So I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Let's take a quick little coffee intermission. Okay, just took my little quick coffee intermission, but I'm back. Okay, so now we have quite a few more books to talk about that I think everyone will be really excited. So the next book is All the Little Things by Rachel Lee. So you can see the cover here. This cover just screams summer to me. It looks like a scrapbook. You have a picture of a beach there. There's like cheerleaders, palm trees, people kissing. It just seems like the perfect summer book, and I think this is childhood friends to lovers, and I've been obsessed with that trope, and I've been trying to find more books. So I'm genuinely so excited to see what I think about this one. And it's been sitting on my TBR for quite a while now. I remember I bought this like over a year ago because I thought the cover was really cute and the storyline sounded nice, but then I never was in the mood to pick it up. But I think definitely this summer I will be. So I really can't wait to see what I think, because it's been on my TBR forever and I've just been like staring at it but never pick it up. And the next book, this one has been on my TBR for not that long. I got this a few months ago when I randomly went to Barnes & Noble one day during the week, and I've been trying to make it a priority to read more books that I don't really see many people talk about, just because I feel like a lot of the books that I read are recommendations from like TikTok or bookstagram or YouTube, which is fine. That's nothing wrong with that at all. But I also kind of want to branch out and read more books that I haven't seen people talk about. So this is one that I've never really seen anyone talk about. It's called Real Love by Rachel Lindsay. And I also love the cover so much. That's part of the reason. Let me turn this on. The cover is part of the reason why I even picked the book up as well. Also because the premise sounded really good. So I'll read to you a little bit about what it's about. So it says, reality TV love may look tempting, but real love could change everything. I also think this book would be good for the girlies who love reality TV. I don't like reality TV at all, and I didn't really think that through when I bought this book, but maybe I'll like this. It says, Maya Johnson lives her life according to the plan, to become the youngest ever female director of her company, marry her college sweetheart, and build a fabulous life in Miami. Seeing as she's close to checking every last one of those items off her list, she doesn't feel the need to go on to the nationally beloved reality dating show Real Love. So when she's offered the chance, she turns it down and tells the producers that her best friend Delilah should take part instead. But as she watches Delilah become the lead, fall in love, and change her life, Maya begins to wonder if she's as happy as she thought. She doesn't have much of a work-life balance, her relationship isn't quite where she thinks it should be, and very little in her life is sparking joy. And then it says, when Maya's free-spirited whirlwind of a little sister, Ella, blows into town for a surprise visit, Maya finds herself newly intrigued by Ella's unrooted existence, and she's equally intrigued by Ella's gorgeous friend and fellow world traveler, Kai. At a crossroads with both her professional and personal happiness, Maya will have to decide which path to choose. The plan she's worked so hard for, or something new entirely. So this one sounds just cute, and I don't know, I haven't heard many people talk about it, so I want to read it this summer. It seems like it could be good. I've never read anything by this author. I actually think that this book is her debut novel, so I think this would be really cool to check out and see if I like it. And then this is another new release. So we have Bridesmaid for Hire by Megan Quinn. This one came out not that long ago, and I was really intrigued by what it's about. I think it is enemies to lovers, and I wanted to pick it up just because of the fact that there's a wedding that takes place in the book. If you guys don't know, if you're new here, I am currently planning my wedding. We're pretty much down to the nitty-gritty now. I'm getting married on July 28th, so it's just been kind of cool to see like weddings and books. I'm just trying to get myself like excited and in the mode of having my wedding soon. So that is part of the reason why I picked this one up. And also, I've never read anything by Megan Quinn, so I'm really excited to see how I feel about this. It's a really thick one, so who knows when I'm gonna get to it, but I know that it has something to do with enemies to lovers, I think. Oh no, not enemies to lovers. I think it's fake dating, and fake dating is really good if it's done right. So I'm really excited to see what I think about it. It says, sometimes the wedding of the century calls for desperate measures, and sometimes those desperate measures are to pretend the person you hate most is actually your boyfriend. Oh, so it's enemies to lovers and fake dating. That's interesting. It says, event planner Maggie Mitchell is ready for a vacation. With an abundant need for some R&R, she heads to Bora Bora to kick up her feet and soak in the sun. Unfortunately, on day one, she runs into Brody McFadden, her brother's best friend and also her sworn enemy. Thanks to the years of tension between the two, Maggie has vowed to stay away from the man. That is, until she finds out he's on the island for his boss's daughter's wedding, hoping to use the trip to win a real future at the company. Maggie promised herself she wouldn't even think of work on the island, but as word spreads about the wedding of the century taking place in the midst of her vacation, she realizes offering her services as a bridesmaid and planner could bring her business to the next level. The only catch, she needs to pose as Brody's girlfriend to get the job, which means hand-holding, kissing, and sharing the same one-bed bungalow. Tensions rise, irritation flares, and desperate years worth of bickering behind closed doors. Maggie can't quite squash the sparks building between her and her new fake boyfriend. So that one sounds interesting. I do love a good fake dating book, so we will see how that one goes. The next book, this one has also been sitting on my TBR for a very long time, and I know a lot of people love this book, and I actually started it. So when I first bought this book, I did start it. I think I got 20 pages in, and it was already like super deep, and I was tabbing, and then for some reason I just decided to stop reading it. So I want to pick it back up again this summer and finish it, and that is The Final Offer by Lauren Asher. So I'm gonna be honest here. This book is part of a series, an interconnected series. Well, they're not standalones, but just a series. And I did not like the first book, which was The Fine Print. I DNF'd that book. I did not like it at all. And then I have not read Terms and Conditions. So I just was picking this one up on the sheer hopes that it sounded like I would like this one. And this one had some of the best reviews. So I'm giving her a try and reading this book and seeing if I like Lauren Asher's writing, because I was struggling with it quite a bit in The Fine Print. And then, so that we just cleared my first pile. So then we have Midnight Kisses by Janine Benedict. This one I got as a gift, and it has been kind of sitting on my little table bookshelf forever. And it just kind of gives summer vibes to me, maybe because of the flowers. And I've heard really good things about this. I know this one is insta-lovey, but a lot of people say it's really good, and it's apparently surrounding football, and it's set in college. So I don't know, I'm gonna give it a try, see what I think, read it this summer and see if I like it, because I have heard really good things, some mixed reviews, but I've never read it, so we'll see what my thoughts are. I will definitely keep you guys updated. And then, so now we're moving on to the second pile. Okay, so for the second pile, we have One Look by Lena Hendricks. This is actually a signed copy that I bought from Pango Books. Someone was selling this special edition version of this book, and I loved the cover and that it was signed. And this one also just screams summer reads to me, and I've had it on my TBR for a long time. I know this one is single dad. It says, I'm a full-time single dad, a former NFL player turned coach, tasked with turning around a college team full of kids who either don't take it seriously or are determined to get injured. I will absolutely not be falling for my new neighbor. And then it says, Lark Butler is pure chaos wrapped in gorgeous, infuriating sunshine. She showed up out of nowhere, getting paid to cry at a funeral, no less. Who does that? But somewhere between offering her condolences and crawling out of a literal gravesite, we found ourselves tangled in the drama of Out-of-Towner, Michigan. What's interesting to me? Out-of-Towner, Michigan, my coastal hometown with decades-old feud and two aunties determined to end it. I'm finally putting down roots so my daughter has a normal life and I need to forget about Lark. Forget about the way it felt the night we kissed, or what it's like to finally take something just for me. But when those sparks ignited, it was more intense than either of us bargained for. Trouble is, I can't trust her, and she never stays. She's burning my carefully laid plans to the ground, and all it took was one look. Okay, I like how they put the title in the back. So this is actually a series for something called the Sullivan Family, and I've never read any of the other books, but they're all interconnected standalones, so I'll probably just be reading this one, and if I like it enough, then I'll get the other ones and read the rest. But yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I haven't heard much about that one. I'm telling you, I literally just bought it like on the spur of the moment type of thing on Pango Books, so we'll see. And then this is a book that has been sitting on my TBR forever. I think I've had this book for like 2.5 years or 3 years now. And I know that this one is Childhood Friends to Lovers, and that's why I want to read it this summer, because I just want to read more of that trope. I genuinely love it. I feel like all the books that I've read that were Childhood Friends to Lovers, I loved it. So pure to me, and I just love seeing their growth. So that is Hopeless by Colleen Hoover. So I'm really excited. I know that things are weird, and some people like hate Colleen Hoover now, or just like don't want to read her books anymore, which I don't really understand that. I know her books are not like the greatest. I started getting into reading with her book It Ends With Us, or I started getting into reading romance with that book. I've always been a reader, but never romance until I read that book, and I loved it. And then after that, I just was reading a few Colleen Hoover books here and there, and I enjoyed almost all of the books that I read by her. And then because I just started having so many other books, I kind of stopped reading her books. But I don't know why everyone hates her. But I am going to read this book this summer. I know there's a second one, I think. So I'm really curious to see if I like this. And if not, that's okay. But I am curious. And then this book is really random. So this is one of the thrillers that I'm going to read. So this is Perfect Little Monsters by Cindy R.X. Heath or Hay. I don't know how to pronounce this last name, I'm sorry. But this book I recently got sent to me for free from Source Books. This is a YA thriller, and it says, someone has murdered the queen bee of Searton High School. All the dead girl's friends are suspects, and each one has a reason for wanting her to die. So that sounds intense. It sounds like a good YA thriller. These are usually really good in the summer. I was a huge Pretty Little Liars fan, and this is what this was reminding me of, and I always like watching that show in the summer, so I figured this one would be good to read when I'm in a thriller mood, because in the summer I tend to get in this mood where I want to read thrillers and like slashers and whatever. Right now I'm in my like summer romance era, but probably in the next month or so I want to read thrillers again, so we'll see. And then I also really want to read The Two Lives of Lydia Bird by Josie Silver. So this is the cover. This is another one that I've had on my TBR for so long, because honestly I remember when I first bought this, I started reading it. I read the first 2 chapters and I was bawling my eyes out from the first 2 chapters. So I put it down, and then I never wanted to pick it back up because I never wanted to cry again. Because this is, I think, they are engaged and her fiance passes away. Yes, they're engaged. It says, 2 lives, 2 loves, 1 impossible choice. Lydia and Freddie, Freddie and Lydia. They're about to wed after almost a decade in love, but then on Lydia's 28th birthday, Freddie dies in a tragic accident. Though she's racked by grief, Lydia knows that Freddie would want her to try to live life fully, happily, even without him. With the help of her family and friends, she takes her first tentative steps into the world, open to life and even love again. Then something unbelievable happens. Lydia gets another chance at her old life with Freddie. Lydia is pulled again and again through a doorway to her past, living 2 lives and possibly at once. But there's a toll returning to a world where Freddie, alive, still owns her heart, because there's someone new in her life, her real life, who wants her to stay. So this is gonna break my heart, because I'm very I don't know, I get really sad in these kind of things. and just the way this was written was already making me very sad. So, but I want to read it this summer. I really do want to read it this summer. The writing was really, really nice, so I feel like I will really enjoy it once I can get past the crying part. But then the next one I want to read is Collide by Ball Cabra. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but this author. This I also got from the Berkeley Romance Influencers Program. This was sent to me for free, and I know it's a hockey romance. It's set in college, and it just seemed like a good book to read in the summer. It says she's an honor student with ambitious graduate school plans, and he's a jock with only hockey on his mind. But once their worlds collide, their connection is hot enough to melt an ice rink. This one just seemed really cute. I'm not the biggest fan of hockey romances, but this one seemed like a good summer read for me, so I'm curious to see what I think of this one too. And then let me take a quick coffee break. I'm going to take a quick coffee break, and then I will be back to talk about the last little bit. Okay, so now we're in our last final few of the books I want to read this summer, or at least the books I have the physical copy for. So the next one is The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forrest. This one has not been on my TBR for that long. I bought it at Barnes & Noble one day when I was there. It just looks so cute, and what it's about also sounds good. It says a shy bookworm enlists her charming neighbor to help her score a date, not knowing he's the obscure author she's been corresponding with, in this sparkling and heart-fluttering romance by Christina Forrest. So this one I'm genuinely excited for. I know it's set in New York, and it involves bookish characters, and I love when books have bookish characters in them. People who love reading, authors, bookstore owners, anything like that, people who work in publishing. I love that. So I'm really excited for this one. I don't know why this is giving me summer vibes, but it is. So hopefully I get to it this summer. And then this was another one that was sent to me by the Berkeley Romance Influencers Program. This is Effie Olsen's Summer Special by Rochelle Billow. I'm obsessed with this cover. It's screaming coastal granddaughter vibes, and I've been obsessed with reading about lake houses or like coastal type of like romance books that involve like really exciting and summery settings. That's just been my vibe lately, and this seems perfect for that. This is another one that I don't see many people talk about, but it says these childhood best, oh my god, it's a childhood friend lovers. Okay, this is being bumped up on my list. It says these childhood best friends swore they'd never speak again, but a surprise summer reunion changes everything when it gives them the chance to explore the heat between them. So I am excited about this one. I've never read anything from this author, so I'm really intrigued to see how this goes. I know that this one is third person, so which is not usually my favorite, but we'll see how I like this one and how this one goes. But I am obsessed with this cover. It's so cute. And then this one is kind of random. I think this one is considered more fiction than anything, YA fiction. But this is Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone. This is the special edition, like Barnes & Noble cover. It has the sprayed edges. I'm really, really excited about this one. I have been wanting to read it for a while, so I cannot wait to pick this one up soon. I think it's going to be on my June TBR, honestly. So it says, if you could read my mind, you wouldn't be smiling. It says Samantha McAllister looks just like the rest of the popular girls in her junior class, but beneath her expertly applied makeup, she's consumed by a stream of dark thoughts and worries that she can't turn off. Second-guessing every move, thought, and word makes daily life a struggle, and it doesn't help that her lifelong friends will turn toxic at the first sign of a wrong outfit, wrong lunch, or wrong crush. Yet Sam knows she'd be truly crazy to leave the protection of the most popular girls in school. So when Sam meets Caroline, she has to keep her new friend with a refreshing sense of humor and no style a secret right up there with Sam's purely obsessional OCD diagnosis and weekly visits to her psychiatrist. Caroline introduces Sam to Poet's Corner, a hidden room and a tight-knit group of misfits who have been ignored by the school at large. Sam is drawn to them immediately, especially a guitar-playing guy with a talent for verse, and starts to discover a whole new side of herself. Slowly, she begins to feel more normal than she ever has as a part of the popular crowd, until she finds a new reason to doubt her sanity and all she holds dear. So I'm really excited about this one. I heard that it has really good representation for OCD, and I love a good YA book, and I have not read one in so long, so I'm genuinely really excited about this one. And I also just love the way that this book feels. It's hard to explain, but it feels really nice. Let me just check this. Okay. Now my foot fell asleep. Okay, try to say it a different way. And then we have, okay, that's not working. Yeah, foot. Okay, and then we have Next of Kin by Hannah Bonham Young. I read Out on a Limb by this author, and I really loved it. And then I saw this one at the Last Chapter Bookstore, so I had to pick it up. I'm really excited about this one. It says, let's see what this one is about. Oh, yes. So the two main characters have to become next of kin guardians to, I think it's their younger siblings. Yes. Yep. Oh, and one of the kids is 15 and he's deaf. I'm excited. I love Hannah Bonham Young's books, and I loved Out on a Limb, so I cannot wait to read this one. I've heard really good things, so I will be reading this one this summer. Okay, we're getting close to the end here. We only have these left. The next two I'm going to talk about together because they're part of a series. So the next one is Luck and Last Resorts and Love Lists and Fancy Ships by Sarah Grunder Ruiz. So I'm going to read both of these this summer. This is the cover for this one, and then this is the first book. So these are part of a series, and there's a third book called Last Call at the Local. And if you see my past vlogs, then you know how much I loved Last Call at the Local. That is a 6-star read for me, one of my favorite books of all time. And that is the third book in that series, and these are the first two. And I haven't read either of these. So I really want to read these. I know these have a lot to do with traveling, and this one they're on like a cruise ship, and then this one they're on a cruise ship, a yacht, and then this one is also a yacht, but they're like interconnected standalones. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be buddy reading these with one of my friends, so I cannot wait to see what I think. And then the next one that I wanted to talk about is Guy's Girl by Emma Noyes. I don't know how to say her name. But this is the cover. I literally got this book just for the cover, but I know that this one has a lot to do with, I think the main character struggles with, I'm not sure. It says the boy who couldn't love and the girl who wouldn't. So I know that this one is, I've heard mixed reviews about this one, but it says Ginny Murphy is a total guy's girl. She's always found friendship with boys easier to form and keep drama free as long as they don't fall for her and she doesn't fall for them. And then she ends up falling for someone, I think, who's her friend. So I don't know. Who knows if I'll actually get to this one this summer, but it kind of screams summer to me, so we'll see. And then this is a book that I've had on my TBR for the past 2 years, and I always want to read it in June because of the title, so I'm hoping this June I can. So it's 7 Days in June by Tia Williams, and it says 7 days to fall in love, 15 years to forget, and 7 days to get it all back again. So I'm really intrigued. I've heard a lot of good things about this book. I know it's like a deeper romance, and I know that the female main character is a writer. I'm not sure if they both are writers, but I know that the girl is, and she's a single mom, and I've heard really good things. I've heard it's like deeper, it has some deeper elements to it, and I've heard that Tia Williams is a really good author, so hopefully in June. And then we have You with a View by Jessica Joyce. This one I was potentially going to read in a vlog that I did, and then I ended up not doing that, but I'm really excited about this one. I know this one involves a lot of traveling. I think there's a road trip involved, and it says 2 former high school enemies must reunite for a road trip, inspired by their grandparents' broken engagement in this electric debut romance. So it just sounds so cute, and I heard amazing things. Everyone was freaking out about this book when it first came out, and it's just giving summer vibes. So this is another one that I cannot wait. And then that is all. So that is all of the books that I have on my physical TBR. Sorry if I'm sitting funny, my foot fell asleep. But so that is all the books that I have on my physical TBR. There's a few more books that I don't have the actual books for, so I'll leave like pictures of them right here. But I also really want to read Savor It by Tara Duet. I heard that one is the perfect summer read, and I've never read anything by that author, so I really want to give that book a try and see how I like it. And then I really want to read Funny Story by Emily Henry. Not sure if that one is like summery, but I'll read anything that Emily Henry writes, and that one came out recently, so I just want to read that this summer. And then another one that I want to read is Nora Goes Off Script. I can't think of the name of, I think it's Annabelle, the name of the author, but I'll put the cover here. That one I've heard is the perfect summer, like small town summer romance, so I will be reading that one. And then I think that's it. I think those are the main books that I want to read this summer. I have to buy those last 3 that I just talked about, so I'll keep you guys updated if there's some new books that I find or some new releases that come out that I really want to read this summer, and I'm so excited. I feel super motivated and just excited about all of the summer books that I want to read, and I cannot wait to get into them. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this little sit down video and you found some good romance recommendations for this summer. And then let me know if you've read any of the books that I talked about, if you see any of your favorites, or if you plan to pick up any of these books. Just leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys next week. I hope you have a great week, and yeah, thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.